Hi, everyone at PTANA. I am John Chernesky, and it is great to be with you. Sorry it's virtual. Last time we were physically together was 5 years ago on the Crown Princess in beautiful Los Angeles Harbor in San Pedro. Sorry I'm not with you in person, but it is what it is. So let's get right to it. Want to thank you so much for your support of Princess Cruises and giving me the chance to talk to you briefly. Here's a video, or a screenshot of a video I did for National Travel Advisor Appreciation Day. I was in my backyard. I was wearing the same outfit, oddly enough, and drinking a non-alcoholic Arnold Palmer. But yeah, my bobblehead was in the pool floating, and it was just our way of saying thank you for all that you've done during this incredibly challenging time. We will get through this. We're hoping we see the light at the end of the tunnel here, and we'll get back to cruising. But thank you so much for hanging in there and supporting your clients and all that you do with it, because I know it's a lot of work, and we do appreciate it. Now, I like to say that the best part about any vacation is actually looking forward to it. And I did some research, and I found that there are some studies that were done that showed and proved my point that you actually derive most of your happiness from anticipating a vacation more so than the vacation itself. So rather than get into that, let's just talk about, okay, you want to make a trip or plan a trip. You want something to look forward to. That's good right now. Most people, the first thing they're asking about is, okay, well, what are the health and safety standards? What is cruising going to be like? And I have some of the detail, but not all of it. And I wanted to share some of it. You may have seen this, hopefully you have, but there are basically 6 pillars that we are focused on. And just note that this is not a Princess specific issue. This is not only Princess, it's all of Carnival Corporation, but it's the entire cruise industry. We are in this together. We always have been, and we band together because we believe health and safety should be a foundation, not something that we separate ourselves and differentiate and say we're healthier or safer than the other guy. That's not how it works. So we believe that all of these standards, which we've submitted to the CDC and we're waiting on their feedback, will come together and give us an opportunity to deliver a great experience. So it's about health screening. We're going to be doing testing, 100% testing of all guests and crew before getting on board. Not many other vacation options are going to be doing that. The sanitization around the ship is going to be enhanced even more than it already has been. We're going to be enforcing physical distancing. I say enforcing, we're going to be asking for it. I'm not sure how it's going to be actually supported on board. We will figure that out. And we're asking people that if you're not able to physical distance, please wear a mask. The healthcare on board will be better than ever. Our trained doctors and nurses are getting even more training, more critical care capabilities, and the drugs that treat COVID as well in case somebody should get it on board. The ventilation is being expanded in terms of the HEPA filters for the medical center, as well as some isolation cabins. And we're working with our partners ashore to make sure that the standards we have on board continue when we go on, say, a shore excursion ashore. So with that, those are the 6 pillars. I'm also very pleased to say that we have medallion class, and I know some of you may have sailed on the Regal Princess. Not sure for your last conference when you did, if it was up and running. It may have been still in testing mode, but I have to say it's a game changer. I'm wearing my medallion here. I've been on a couple ships with medallion class, and the good news about medallion class, because it's great technology, but it's not about that. It's about giving more time back for your precious vacation, because not everybody gets to take vacation 24/7. Right? It's limited. And so when you're out there, you want to have more time to relax. And that's what medallion class is really all about. And what we're seeing is a double-digit increase in the net promoter score for those people who cruise medallion class versus the ships that didn't have it before. So it definitely works. Some of the great fundamentals of it, there's really 6 that I want to talk about, but then there's even more, which I'm also going to introduce. You get to board the ship faster. You get to find your way around the ship. You get to find people in your travel party so you can know where your kids are, know where your wife is. And if you're an adult, actually, the wife can turn that off, because if she doesn't want to be found by the husband, click a button and she can't be found. Pretty cool. You can play games. You can gamble in the casino or even outside of the casino as though you were there. You can be on your stateroom balcony gambling to your heart's content. You can enter your door seamlessly. You walk right up there and the door unlocks. You get the best Wi-Fi at sea with Medallionet, and anything you can imagine delivered to you can be delivered, which is super cool. And I'm lazy, I don't want to get out of my chair, but all that stuff will help support physical distancing. We've also just introduced 5 new features, which I want to talk briefly about. And I apologize for talking fast. I've only got 10 minutes here. But the touchless embarkation, truly touchless from the moment you get to the pier. You're not touching anything other than your own passport and maybe your hand luggage until you get to your door and you have to open the door handle. That's it. You're not touching anything. The safety drills are being streamlined, so you actually don't have to sit in the muster station like you did before. It's all streamlined using the Medallion Class app. Health questionnaires and check-ins medically, we're going to be using the Medallion Class app. Touchless payments has always been there, which is great. You don't have to sign the chit anymore. And visibility real time into where people are on the ship, the venue capacity, which is pretty cool, because if you want to go to have a drink before dinner, it'll tell you basically where people aren't. If you want a quiet place, because we're obviously going to be trying to keep people spread around the ship, not congregated in one area. We'll be able to support that using the Medallion Class app. So pretty cool. We're very excited to see how Medallion Class continues to evolve, and even more news coming on how many ships we have. But I will say this, when we come back online, all the ships that come back online first will be Medallion Class enabled, which is great. All right, at Princess, we are the destination leader. Now that is a bold statement because everybody goes to a lot of the same places, but as you can see, we pretty much canvass the world, which is great, or back in normal times, I will say, and we can't wait to get back to all these places. I'm looking at some of these pictures and thinking, I got to get there. I've never been to Antarctica or the Panama Canal. But what we also like to focus on when we say we're the destination leader is what you all say, what the travel advisor community says. Every year, Gallup does a very robust survey of the travel advisor community and asks, which brand do you recommend by trade or by destination? And so you can see Princess was #1 for Alaska, #1 for Northern Europe. So that's the Baltic, British Isles, Scandinavia, Russia, etc. #1 for Panama Canal, #1 for Asia and South Pacific, and #1 for South America. So that's awesome. We were a close second for going to Mexico out of the West Coast. We just got beat out there by our good friends at Carnival, our sister brand. So that's great for our family. #2 for Hawaii. And #3 for the Med. We actually don't have a lot of ships in the Med compared to, say, Northern Europe. And #5 for the Caribbean, which is not too surprising because we're not the largest cruise line there. We're actually fairly small compared to the big guys, but we do have some great itineraries, especially some longer trips to the Southern Caribbean, which I have been on, and they are amazing. Okay, I also like to show what our guests think of the Princess brand, and this to me is the most important thing. This says everything. This is a measure of the number of people who are in our elite level of our Captain Circle program. So the people have taken 16 or more cruises. Back in 2004, we had just under 12,000. In 2021, next year, we expect to have 160,000. Now, what this says is that people like our product, they get great service, they can see the world, and they come back for more and more, and we have a great loyalty program. And without that, without all those things I just mentioned, people aren't coming back. And so I think this really speaks to why we're so successful, and it's all because of our great crew and the on board and the service that they deliver. Now, Princess, we are the #1 brand going to Alaska, not just because of we carry more people there than anybody else, which is true. We are the biggest cruiser to Alaska. We've won the Travel Weekly Award 16 times. Hope to win it 17th this December. And that Gallup survey I just showed you, we've won it for 19 straight years. So we appreciate that, but we never rest on our laurels because even though we've been going there for more than 50 years, we do take great pride in our programs and try and enhance them with the Medallion Class, of course, but also not just cruises, but cruise tours. So briefly, I want to give you a whirlwind tour of what is a cruise tour. Okay, well, it starts with a cruise, but it's a little misleading because you could actually end with a cruise. But let's assume you're starting with the cruise. Get a 7-day cruise, get 3 ports, of course, and then you also get Glacier Bay National Park. You have to go to Glacier Bay National Park if you're going to Alaska. You also get a 2nd day of viewing a glacier, either at Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord, both of which are stunning. You then get a train trip, and so you get off the ship and you go 500 miles into the heart of Alaska, and that train trip is that you're in a train car that Princess owns and operates, and so we take great pride in making sure it's as nice as possible, and it's a stunning experience. And same day, you're going from the ship to Denali in 1 day without any other transfers. And so we're the only brand that does that in terms of how seamless it is. And then you go to a lodge, and every cruise tour with Princess visits Denali National Park, and you're going to stay at least a night at the Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge. And so that whole experience, it's a lot, and you don't have to spend that much time. You could do it in 10 days, but for people going to Alaska, always talk to them about a cruise tour because the experience is that much better. It's a higher price, so it's more commission for you, which is great. But really, when I talk to my friends and family, I always say go on a cruise tour. I mentioned that experience of going from the ship to the train. We have exclusive direct to the wilderness, which means you walk off the ship and you walk on the train. Only Princess has that. And that train trip, like I said, is really stunning. And the train cars got the big glass domes, open air areas as well. Very cool. All 5 of the lodges that Princess owns and operates, we're the only one that owns and operates all 5 of our own lodges, are situated on a beautiful river. You've got Denali, you've got Mount McKinley. We actually built Mount McKinley just to get a better view of the mountain, which is Denali. You've got Copper River, Kenai, and of course Fairbanks, all on that beautiful river, like I said, and tons of fun and activities to do. Here's some pictures of a trip I did with my family a few years back. We had a wonderful time. We helicopter toured, went out to see the dog sledding out on this beautiful open ice field. So I took that picture of the eagle there, about to catch a fish in Ketchikan. We went on a Zodiac ride in Ketchikan, and of course, Glacier Bay. And speaking of Glacier Bay, here's some more pictures of me. And actually, I'm not even in the picture because why would I be? I'm the one taking the picture. It's my kids with Marjorie Glacier, which actually is the picture behind me, as you can see if you've been noticing the beautiful glacier shot. And in the left there, I showed the glacier calving, which is when the ice falls into the ocean. It is beautiful. Stunning day for sure, and not to be missed. As I wrap up the presentation, I want to say thanks to all of those who have served in the military. At Princess, we have the best military benefit in the industry, up to $250 in onboard credit. It's just our gift to them for any active duty or retired for the US, Canada, Australia, UK. Get registered in the system, and it's there every time you cruise. It is, again, our free gift. Hopefully you are booking your clients in Princess Plus. This is not a limited time offer. This is always available, but it is the best value ever because it includes 3 of the most popular amenities, which is the premier beverage package, and that includes every time a drink is delivered, there's a gratuity charge that gets covered as well. So it's all covered. Premier beverage package, and if you don't drink alcohol, don't worry because the value of this even makes sense for bottled waters, premium coffees, etc. So it's not just the alcohol, it's everything that you get. The Wi-Fi with Medallion Net is included, and the main gratuities to our service staff on board are paid. Now, if you bought all 3 of those things separately, once you walked on board, it would be $95 per day. With Princess Plus, it's only $40 a day. That's almost a 60% savings. And so I tell my friends and family, book Princess Plus because it's not all inclusive, but it's pretty darn close. And so you want to have just peace of mind when you walk on board and have that taken advantage of. And good news for you, it's all commissionable. So that's, to me, a huge motivator for you to talk to your clients about it. But it's all about the value. Now, with that, I want to say thank you. It was a short spin. I don't think I breathed for 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Please follow me on Facebook if you're not already. Go to Facebook and search for Princess VP Sales. Don't search for my name because if they fire me, they want to keep the account going. Please follow me on Facebook. I promise I'll keep it entertaining. And with that, PTANA, I want to say thank you. Congratulations to you for all of your success. Keep it up. Hang in there, and we appreciate your support. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.